nationally as we head towards 2018, which is going to be a very politically active year with 3 elections in Tennessee. We've asked 2 of our best political analysts to answer that question with us today, Republican Bill Phillips and Democrat Larry Woods. Gentlemen, thank you both for coming on the show again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There's a vacant Tennessee governor's chair up for grabs next year. Bill, so far that race seems to be sculpted more by and driven more by Donald Trump and people he's pointing to his administration than what the candidates have done, although the field is beginning to close in. We have at least 3 former people that looked like they were going to be candidates and one that was a candidate who got out of the race because of Trump appointments.
Yeah, you had State Senator Mark Green, who was a candidate and then he nominated for Secretary of the Army, which didn't work out. Then he decided not to run. Yesterday they announced and confirmed that State Senator Mark Norris, who's also the majority leader, or caucus leader I believe, but is now nominated for a federal judgeship, so that takes him out.
And Bill Haggerty, who's also...
And then Bill Haggerty, who is now our 3rd Tennessee ambassador to Japan.
Now, Larry, it's not your party, but with Norris not getting into the field, he was the only Republican in the race it appeared he would be from West Tennessee. So does that mean there's an opportunity for somebody else from the West Tennessee area to get into this race?
Sometimes even in politics it's location, location, location. If you're the only Republican running from Shelby County or West Tennessee, you start with a big advantage, just like Randy Boyd's got a big advantage right now as being the only East Tennessean in the governor's race.
So, Bill, what about the Democrats? Right now, Carl Dean is in the race. It looks like Minority Leader Craig Fitzhugh, who's from West Tennessee himself, may also be getting in. He's the Minority Leader in the House. How do you see that race shaping up at this point? Is there a front runner there between those two?
Well, Carl Dean is doing better than what some had expected if you look at the polls. Nashville mayors are often surprised when they get on the statewide platform that people don't know who they are. In fact, former Governor Bredesen told me that he ran into that his first time at the statewide level. And then Craig Fitzhugh is very well respected. He's very knowledgeable, and I think he's about to jump in.
Can he get the money and the name recognition he'll need to run statewide?
That's the question. His name recognition, because of his past post and current post at the state legislature, gives him a little bit of a leg up, but not as much as our egos always make us think that we have. So.
Now, Larry, what do you, on the Republican side, who do you see as a front runner? We've got 3 in the race, but maybe probably at least 2 more getting into the race.
Yes, I'd say right now Randy Boyd of Knoxville, the former ECD commissioner under Governor Haslam, is the front runner, but it's awfully early. Diane Black's obviously getting in. Beth Harwell's probably getting in. Bill Lee from Franklin is definitely getting in. And just as you said earlier, I think somebody from the Shelby County area will run before it's over. And I'm sure there might be 1 or 2 others, but Boyd's got a lot of advantage, a whole lot of money, only East Tennessean, and he probably started first or close to it. In fact, as I told you before we went on the air, Pat, I saw my first bumper sticker yesterday on West End Avenue in Nashville, a red circular
The race
Boyd
has officially begun.
Yes, yes. Perry County.
It wasn't Randy
you
Boyd's car, was it? Well, the day that Boyd became Commissioner of Economic Development, people were talking about he was the heir apparent to the Haslam regime. So.
Well, Bill, what about that? What's going to be the role of Bill Haslam in this? And then what are the candidates going to do? Are they going to run the Republican side to be Bill Haslam 2.0, or maybe not, because there's some elements of the party that are not happy with Bill Haslam, particularly with how he talked about Donald Trump last year?
Well, we're talking about the Republican Party. We're never happy with each other, so we've come to more and more like Democrats.
I thought that was the Democratic side.
I have bequeathed to you my Democratic Party problems of 40 years.
Yeah, we used to have all our battles in private, but we no longer do that. But people assumed he was the Haslam pick. Governor Haslam recently said that he's staying out of it until after the primary, and then he'll get in, which is the traditional role that an incumbent has publicly.
Now, I think we mentioned May Beavers earlier. She's in the race, state senator.
Yes,
she would appear to be the heir apparent to get the Tea Party vote, perhaps the Trump vote. And Bill, in this state, the Trump vote's big. I mean, this is a Trump state, even with all the problems that go on in Washington.
Yeah, if Mark Green had stayed in the race, and then May Beavers was in, and then if Diane Black were to get in, that would split that base of the very conservative, with Diane Black probably being the most favorite because she has been both levels and is known. But May Beaver's standing alone, I think the more moderate Republicans are a little concerned.
And we're still in a state with no runoff for the winner of the governor's primary.
Mm-hmm. Larry, in terms of the two business candidates, you had Bill Lee, you got Randy Boyd. They both very successful, self-made business people, talking a lot about that, how they can help bring that to government. It appeared to me, at least at first, they might be confused for one another by the voters unless they found a way to differentiate themselves. It looks like Bill Lee's trying to do that by riding a tractor. Is
it going to be a red tractor that looks like a pickup truck? If so, that's going to work some.
Is there a red plaid tractor out there someplace?
It'd be if he wears red plaid shorts maybe on the tractor.
But those kinds of things in politics, those kind of gimmicks, if you will, or campaign aids, have worked well for people like Lamar Alexander and Fred Thompson.
They have, especially, this is that kind of election, I think. All of us know who these people are we're talking about. You know, we eat, live, breathe politics every day. But for the general voting public, every one of them suffers from what you were saying earlier, Bill, that people don't know who they are, don't immediately recognize their name, and therefore you've either got to spend millions of dollars, which Boyd and Diane Black can easily do. They're both very wealthy backgrounds. And maybe Bill Lee, I know he's pretty well off as well. You've either got to spend millions of dollars in television, radio ads, or you've got to have a high-class gimmick.
We got Larry Woods and Bill Phillips today talking about politics in Tennessee, what's going on for the rest of 2017 as we head towards a very busy 2018 with 3 elections coming up. We've been talking about the governor's race. There's a Senate race on the ballot as well. I'd like to talk about all the politics going on, including Washington, after this break.